Right, guys, welcome back to Gregtech Community Pack Edition. As I said, I would get started on a little base, so we got a small little hut here. Planted our spruce saplings, which has grown into a tall tree. Planted some rubber saplings, because we're going to need plenty of those here. Eventually, not quite right away, it's going to take a little bit, but it's good to make sure you have those started, because you're going to need lots of everything, because it's Gregtech. So, just maintaining a supply garden of everything. We got our sugar cane planted over here as well. Now I do remember last time I said I was going to show you this little dust thing and how this works. So if I have this dust in my hand, I'll go ahead and hit U, and it'll show a little crafting recipe, packager, or spawn information and material tree. So what it wants you to check up on, if you want to look at what's in this cassiterite vein, we're going to look at ore spawn information, and it'll show us which is which. So cassiterite ore, if you look at it, it'll spawn tin, cassiterite, and tin. So it's basically just a bunch of tin and cassiterite is what it'll spawn. Doesn't matter which one it is that you use here. You'll be able to see it on any of those once we have them. But one thing it does say is it does spawn between 40 and 60. So that's going to be your Y range. And then its weight, depending on the ore that it is. But yeah, so that's how that's going to work. Then you also can find the copper and the religar vein. So we're going to basically go ahead and take a look at the book now. I've shown you that. And the next thing it wants us to do is hammer time. So here's the information for Gregtech tools. Something you may confuse you is how JEI displays neutronium tools, but in fact you can make the tools off any materials. The first one being iron or wrought iron. If you read that quest, we're going to go into that one first, probably. Hammer is a crafting tool. So this iron hammer here is a crafting tool, and it is used for a lot of early game recipes. It also works as a mining tool for ores to crush them. More information on that later. The last function is to mute machines by smacking, right-clicking them. As an additional on all Gregtech tools, you can repair them in an anvil using the materials of the tool itself, like any vanilla tools. Bottles or enchanting are craftable too, so we're going to have to look at that. But any quest with Gregtech tools can be completed with a tool crafted of any material, not just the one displayed. So we are going to go ahead and create the wrought iron, because the wrought iron has like a 1.5 times durability as the iron, which to show you that, we'll go ahead and go down here. So to make wrought iron, has a very low carbon content, but is enough to make it tougher than regular iron. Gregtech tools made of wrought iron have 50% more durability than with regular iron. You can make it from smelting iron nuggets and recombining the nuggets. Do not convert all of your iron, as it is not interchangeable. So I am going to just convert all the iron that it gave me from that other quest into wrought iron. So let me go over here. We sorted some of our chests. We got organics, some building supplies. Toss that in there too. We got ores and metals. So we're going to take all of those out. I'm going to leave the charcoal in there since we can't get charcoal just yet. And we are going to just a bunch of wood. Turn all of these into nuggets. Since we have 8, I want to split this evenly. Just 8 furnaces here. That's not done right. Okay, 8. 8. 8. Why is it doing that? That was weird. Okay, so for 27, 27 divided by 3 is 9. Right? Yeah. So that's 9. That means we need 18 pieces of wood per furnace. And grab some more for the last one. We'll go ahead and go 1, 2, 2, 2. Let's do some batch smelting real quick. And when this is all done, we'll be right back with you guys. There. Spread that grid out. Oh, there's a couple more. We'll spread that out evenly. We got 24 wrought iron ingots. And I should finish the quest here to make wrought iron, which is going to give us 5 more. Now from there, you need to make some sticks. So you make yourself a hammer, which to make the crafting one, you're just going to put 6 of them like a door, put a stick in there, and you got yourself a hammer. So that's going to give us 2 iron plates. I wanted to look up, let's go ahead and look that up before we get into any of the other ones. It said you can make bottles of enchanting. How do you make those? Bottles of enchanting are, oh, so you get some gold dust, some sugar, and some water bottles. You can make bottles of enchanting, apparently. But that would be really good if we can find some gold dust. I don't think there's gold dust on the surface. However, that would be very useful so that you're not having to make these tools over and over again. Because I believe it is cheaper to repair than it is to make them over and over again. I could be wrong, I'm not entirely sure. But now from here, so now it wants us to make a bucket so we can make a wooden barrel. The bucket recipe has changed. It now requires plates. Plates are used everywhere in Gregtech. You must use 2 ingots with the newly made hammer. Better recipes for plates will be unlocked later. So right now it's kind of garbage. You only get 2 for 1. I don't have any more iron to make a bucket right now, so we're fine. Because we're going to go do some mining here just a little bit. Here is a wooden barrel full of water as a reward. You might ask why. No reason. Just a way to teach you that all Gregtech CEU tanks are portable. So when we do get this, it will be a full barrel of water, and it's nice because that means you can pick it up, take it around with you, you can store it, fill it up here, bring it back, and put it somewhere else for use later, which is quite nice. But we don't have the iron for it because I just turned everything into wrought iron so that I could make some other tools. So, because one of the quests here wants us to go get iron. Iron is very abundant and it's not just the form of pure iron ore. In reality, iron is found in a lot of oxidized forms or minerals. The ore generation tab in the quest book tells you which type of material comes from which ore veins. The ore spawn information and ore byproduct list tabs in JEI list them as well. So let's take a look at the iron. It has 4 veins that virtually have iron ore. Don't bother about ore processing yet. Direct smelting will be the most efficient for a while, given how easy it is to obtain lots of ores. Gather any of the iron yielding ores to complete the quest. So we have to get any of these, and I know where a bunch of bandit is. I think bandit's the safest one to go for because it's going to give you the least byproducts ones, which is kind of the ones that you don't want to beat around because you can't do anything with them right away. So, and I know there's a couple ore veins nearby. Enabled all of them so I could see where they are, and I know I have some banded iron and I have some copper and cassiterite nearby. I'm actually basically on top of a cassiterite vein right now. but they want you to make important tools. I'm going to save that for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and get this mining hammer first, which is also going to give us a drawer. But this hammer is very different. It's a pickaxe, but also not. It's a 3x3 pickaxe. So this is a different type of hammer that they have. So they have your building one, and then they have a mining one. Make good use of this. You want it. I know it. This bad boy will give you so many ores in no time. Given you are in a vein, drawers are also configured to keep inventory. So like the duct tape on drawers, no matter what, you can automatically get that. So we'll make this wrought iron mining hammer, and we'll get a free drawer off of that. Probably make 2 more at least to take with us so that we can mine as much as possible with as many mining hammers as I can make, because we will be able to make tons of tools with that. So and actually we'll make the mining hammer, and we're going to make these tools. So you have 3 tools that we're going to make. Let's go ahead and make the mining hammer first. So to make a mining hammer, you do need this first hammer, because you need to make a total of 6 plates. And then you take those 6 plates, you place it in the same configuration as the other one, and you grab yourself a wrought iron mining hammer. So that'll finish that quest and grant us a drawer. So let's go ahead and grab that drawer. And then we'll come over here. So now we got to make a wrench, a file, and a saw. So more Gregtech tools are required for progression. Here is the most important of them all. You have the wrench, which is a crafting tool, but also a mining tool for Gregtech machines. Perfect if you think using pickaxes is unethical. Is that it? Certainly not. It has right-click functions to double as a forge wrench for other mods. So this basically works as a wrench for basically all the mods that are in this pack. Right-clicking also allows you to set output sides of Gregtech machines. Shift right-click allows you to rotate Gregtech machines. Then you have file, which is a crafting tool, and that's it. The saw, another crafting tool. If we're evil, we would force it to obtain 4 planks and 4 sticks from their respective crafting recipes. That said, you can use this to get 6 planks per log if you wish. So if you really want the building materials, or you want more stuff to burn, this is the best way to do it, is to get this iron saw. Any quest with Gregtech tools can be completed, again, with any material. So we're going to go ahead and craft all of these with wrought iron. They do have some kind of interesting recipes. So to make the wrench, you have to go ahead and make this little thing with the hammer. If I'm not mistaken, the file... Let's go ahead and look up the file again. I've kind of forgot that recipe. So the file is made with 2 plates, and so we need 2 plates, which means I'm not going to be able to craft all these tools just yet, or I can. How about we do this instead, because this might be a little bit better. We'll go ahead and do the 2 plates and a stick. We'll just get an iron file for now, and then we got to make the saw. For the saw, we need a saw blade, and to make a saw blade is... I think this is a bad recipe to look at. I think it's 2 plates. Yeah, it's 2 plates. So, unfortunately, like I said, we're going to be pretty much out of iron here, making the rest of these. So make 2 plates, and then we need to put the hammer there, and the file there. That'll give us the saw blade. And now if we add a stick, we got a wrought iron saw. And that'll give us plenty of tool uses. We're going to have to upgrade the iron file to a better iron file later on. But once you have a file, the recipe to make one becomes easier. Yeah, so instead of having to use 2 plates, you can just use the hammer and the file and 2 ingots to directly make the file head, rather than, you know, having to hammer out 2 plates and use even more materials. You half that material usage. I kind of wish I had some materials to get some axes to chop down some trees. Because before I go mining, oh, I forgot to grab. So it wants us to choose here. Now, for a fact, I know that 4 iron rods can make 4 screws. So it all comes down to what we're going to do next. Which I'd like to make this crafting station, because this is really useful to make Gregtech stuff. Especially because we can put all of our tools inside of the chest. So we're going to go ahead and actually make one of those really quick. So we're going to need this one to go ahead and do that. I believe this 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not do that right. Oh, and we need a slab, which I have slabs over here. Now, this is something I'm probably going to make multiple of these in the future because they hold on to crafting recipes that they do have inside them, which is actually extremely useful. Is it a hammer? Is that a hammer? Uh-oh. Oh, chests are in the wrong spot. That's what it is. Gotcha. So, now if we go ahead and place this down, I'm going to place this down probably, just place it right next to the regular crafting bench. So, the nice thing is if I go ahead, there's not a recipe in this, go ahead and make some chests. So if I go in here, I can actually drop my tools directly in here. I want the mining hammer in there. So they will hold on to that. And then if I wanted to, I could go ahead and put in a crafting recipe with left click. And if I put the wood over here in this chest, I can actually craft straight into here with it, which actually works very well. And so I'll go ahead and just do that. And now I got 24 planks. And as you see, it's held on to over here. So I can clear this. If I needed to craft more planks, I could click that and craft some more planks. It's actually super useful for trying to do recipes early on, especially with the Gregtech tools, because then you don't have to try to remember which ones goes where and what you're doing with everything. So now that we got that done, go ahead and claim this bronze crate. So I believe I can put items in this as well. Pick it up. Now, to be honest, I don't love using the bronze crate, because while it can hold a lot of items, it does have one minor flaw. And that's that you can't auto-sort it, so it feels a little bit annoying to use, but I think I will just go ahead and go out mining with these 2 things. And we'll go ahead and put all of the other stuff away that I don't need for now. And I should probably bring some sticks along. I didn't bring dark oaks. That's to make... Actually, I don't have... I guess I don't have coal, because that's what I was trying to work towards before we go mining. So now that we've got that, we can do a coke oven. So we'll go ahead and get this coke oven done, which will then allow us to start some coal coke burning before I leave. So that is, I guess, what we're going to do. So to get started with that, we do need to make a mold. To make this mold, oh, brick, here, form, it's a form. Okay, to make that, we need to make some empty wooden forms, and we need a knife. So that is a minor problem. We gotta go grab a piece of flint here, which I believe it's in earth materials. So let's go ahead and grab out that. Do need our sticks again. Keep putting stuff away that I totally need. Alright, so if we do this, That'll make us a flint knife. This also has fire aspect, so if you ever want to kill and get some food with it, works great for that. But now, need to make this wooden form. So I need a piece of wood and our saw. Autobot, gotcha, we'll do that. And then this. Alright. Put that out. This can take that. I guess it doesn't go in there. So we're going to go ahead and grab all of our, probably that much. So it says we need tons of clay and tons of sand. So we're actually going to go grab a bunch of our clay and sand. Because like it said, we need tons of this stuff. Okay, so we got all that. Now, I need to take this and we're going to just dump. Okay, so just do uses. Shift click that up there. Dump all of these in here. Okay, and then we should be able to, it says we need to craft 116 for one coal cookup. And I only want to do one for now. I do want to input, or, yeah, I do want this access port to it. So we're going to make a ton of these. So it says 116. So we craft ourselves 63. Plus 63, that's going to get us a little bit over what it wants us to craft, which is perfectly fine. We'll go ahead and then split that up into 8 smelter boxes. Grab out our wood. And we'll get this smelting up real quick too. So let's do that. Put that in there. That's in that. Puts that in. And we will be right back. Go get this all smelted up. Alright, it looks like we got our stuff all smelted up here. So we're going to go ahead and grab it all out. Alright. Now it's going to want us to make all of these things. So we need to make 25 bricks. This coke oven requires plates, so we actually have to go do some mining to be able to finish this. But I'll show you the rest of this stuff, and we need a wooden barrel for that one. So I guess we'll go ahead and craft our 25 that we need. It's going to get us 16. And then we're going to go with another 10 here. Not even 10, we're going to go with 9 more. Gives us more bricks to do the rest with. That finishes that little part of it. We'll go ahead and drop those in here for now. And I will be back when I'm down in an iron mine somewhere. Probably going to have to go right over to this one right here. Pretty close by. Don't see any other ones that are any closer. Yeah, all of them are real far away besides that one. So we will go over there. Be right back, guys. Alright, so we're over in the banded iron ore chunk. The only reason we know that is because right over here we got some banded iron dust. So let's go ahead and look at what we got in here. So if we go to ore spawn information, we got limonite, which is iron. We got iron ore, and we have gold. So this will actually be pretty useful because we can also get experience bottles to be able to repair our Gregtech tools. So we don't have to continuously craft new ones every second. The other thing I wanted to check when looking at here, so it does says it spawns between 20 and 40. So we kind of got a little bit ways to go here. So we're just going to go ahead and start digging. And I'll be back with you guys once we have found the ore. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright, we are back here at our banded iron ore deposit that we know is going to be underground because we're in the ore chunk. I have dug down here. It ended up being all the way down at the bottom where it said it was. I know I passed it here, but it does spawn kind of a 3x3 chunk area. It just shows the center chunk of it all. I've gone all the way down here to 21. So when I finally spotted the ore. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit further up, but it could start right here. So we're going to go ahead and take out our mining hammer now. And just demolish this area. Mine through it, wreak havoc. I'm going to try to keep it lit up for you guys here, but only issue is because we got this big nice mining hammer, it will just rip through everything. But it does look this is going to be the top of the vein, because we're not getting any ores up on the roof, which is kind of nice because that means I don't have to dig up again, and I can just mine out this entire area around that chunk with the ore vein, and we will get tons of ore. And just to kind of show you real quick, I can go ahead, come back over here with my drawer, my fancy little drawer. We can throw all the cobblestone in there, take out this bronze crate, and dump all of the other little things we keep getting, just to kind of keep our inventory clear for now while we're mining. I am going to just go ahead and sit and mine until this thing is pretty much busted and not all the way pretty close, just so we can repair it in a little bit. It's because I'd rather repair it than have to, like, especially because it's going to take way less iron to repair this, because I have to use 2 iron for every plate that I use, and that's a lot of iron. That is way too much iron to be using early on when plates are going to cost so much. So we will be back after we've got tons of iron. So just a quick note, guys, the brass crate does not hold its inventory. I picked it up and everything spat out, so good thing to note, don't pick it up. But we do have tons of iron. We got 3 stacks, or almost 3 stacks of limonite, which will smelt down to iron. We got half a stack of banded ore, and we have a stack of malachite, which is actually copper. So we do have copper and iron here with this, and then we got quite a few stacks of stone in there, and this will hold its inventory. So if I break this, it will be duct taped and it will hold its inventory. So that is nice. Bronze crate doesn't work. Well, now we got that done. My mining hammer is nearly broken, so I'm gonna have to go back and see about trying to make an anvil with some of this iron that I've got, so I can hopefully be able to repair this for a lot cheaper than making a new one. Well, and I think this will be the end of this one. We are going to go ahead and I'm going to mine up a ton of iron. We're going to go get some copper from a copper vein and some tin from a casterite vein. And then next time, when we come back, we will be working on making sure the coke oven's done. Once the coke oven's done, we can start crafting some more of these tools. I did totally forget to grab one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and grab the iron rods, because I know I'm going to need those here fairly shortly. The screws I'm going to need for some more tools, but we'll do that. Grab some magnetite, get some more iron, so it gives us another half a stack of iron. But we will come back, and next time we're going to do the coke oven and get our way into the Bronze Age, just so that we can actually start making some machines. I know episode 3 is when we're finally going to get into some Gregtech, but that's Gregtech for you. Not an easy feat. Bye.